One company convinced millions of people to pay $5 for a cup of coffee. But Starbucks didn't become a global giant overnight. On March 30th, 1971, a single storefront opened its doors at 2000 Western Avenue, near Seattle's historic Pike Place Market. This original shop did not sell hot, ready-to-drink cups of brewed coffee or shots of espresso. Instead, it operated strictly as a specialty retailer catering to home brewing enthusiasts. The venture was started by three former college classmates, Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, and Gordon Bowker. Inspired by a shared love for gourmet coffee, the trio kept their day jobs and managed the retail storefront as a collaborative passion project. Seeking a name that evoked the romance of early seafaring coffee merchants, they looked to Herman Melville's classic novel Moby Dick, naming their brand after the first mate of the whaling ship Pequod. During these early years, the narrow shop focused entirely on the raw product. Customers browsed wooden shelves stocked with premium whole bean coffee, freshly ground blends, and home brewing hardware like French presses and grinders. To complement the coffee, the founders also sold imported teas, spices, and chocolate. There was no cafe seating, no steam from milk pitchers, and no quick transactions. The business was built on a slower, educational relationship with the local consumer, establishing a solid reputation as a niche supplier of fine gourmet ingredients long before it ever transformed into a global household name. In 1982, a 29-year-old salesman from Brooklyn walked into the Seattle office. Howard Schultz had arrived to join Starbucks as its new director of retail operations and marketing. He was brought on to expand the retail footprint, but his true impact would come from an unexpected journey. During a business trip to Milan in April 1983, Schultz entered a local espresso bar and experienced a sudden revelation. He watched patrons stand at counters, laughing, talking, and sharing a daily social ritual over tiny porcelain cups. He realized that coffee could be reframed as an immersive community experience rather than a mere grocery item. Schultz returned to Seattle, eager to turn the six-store chain into Italian-style cafes. But the founders flatly rejected his pitch. Jerry Baldwin, Gordon Bowker, and Zev Siegel wanted to remain premium bean merchants, not food service operators. They feared that serving ready-to-drink coffee would dilute the retail focus. The disagreement forced a dramatic break. In 1985, Schultz resigned from Starbucks to strike out on his own. With $400,000 in seed capital, he launched an Italian-style coffee bar called Il Giornale. By early 1987, his new venture was operating three busy storefronts. Schultz had bet everything on a single, powerful idea, turning his forced exit into a rapid race toward reinvention. In March 1987, the original Starbucks founders decided to sell their entire operation, including the brand name, a Seattle roasting plant, and 6 retail shops. The price was $3.8 million. Howard Schultz wanted it all, but lacked the personal cash to close the deal. When a rival bidder attempted to buy the company, Seattle attorney Bill Gates Sr. intervened. He helped Schultz rally local investors, securing the financing in 60 days. On August 10, 1987, Schultz formally acquired Starbucks, merging it with Il Giornale to assume complete control. With ownership aligned with his vision, Schultz accelerated expansion. The company grew to 33 stores in 1988. In 1991, Starbucks debuted its first licensed airport store. To fund even faster growth, the company went public in June 1992 at $17 a share. The capital injection worked. By 1993, the footprint reached 272 locations, climbing to 425 in 1994, the same year the company opened its first drive-thru. In August 1996, the brand proved its appeal could travel, opening its first international store in the Ginza district of Tokyo. This set the foundation for a global network that would eventually scale to over 39,000 stores worldwide. This massive expansion succeeded by establishing a repeatable social setting known as the Third Place, a welcoming environment between home and work. Designed with comfortable seating and a warm atmosphere, these shops became community hubs where families gathered, students spent hours studying, individuals found quiet workspaces, and colleagues held daily business meetings. In 1992, Starbucks redesigned its logo, simplifying the twin-tailed green siren into a clean, modern icon that served as a visual shorthand for premium quality. This visual identity was only the first step in a broader strategy to engineer a powerful system of repeatable customer habits. In the early 2000s, baristas began writing customer names directly on cups. What started as a simple order management tool in high-volume stores soon triggered a powerful psychological response, transforming a routine transaction into an individualized personal interaction. To build anticipation throughout the year, the company introduced highly anticipated seasonal rituals. In 1997, Starbucks launched its first annual Red Holiday Cups, turning a simple beverage container into a collectible cultural event. This was followed in 2003 by the debut of the Pumpkin Spice Latte, a seasonal beverage developed in the Seattle headquarters that quickly became a massive sales driver and a recurring autumn phenomenon. The final phase of this habit-forming strategy moved from the counter directly to the customer's phone. Starbucks launched its mobile application in 2009 to streamline ordering. 2 years later, in 2011, the company paired the app with its My Starbucks Rewards program. By awarding stars for purchases, this digital loyalty system turned routine transactions into a gamified habit loop. Together, these elements transformed Starbucks from a mere coffee provider into an institution built on daily attachment, personal connection, and reliable consumer routine. By the mid-2000s, the rapid expansion that fueled Starbucks' rise began to strain its core promise. Operating thousands of stores made maintaining consistent quality and service difficult. As early critics dismissed the $5 lattes as overpriced designer coffee, rising inflation forced customers to look closer at their daily spending. Many neighborhoods began seeing emptier cafes. At the same time, value-driven competitors moved to capture price-sensitive customers. In 2009, McDonald's launched McCafe with a $100 million advertising campaign, while Dunkin' expanded its espresso lineup to challenge the premium experience directly. For a brand built on a premium reputation, the equation was changing. As operational consistency faltered under massive scale, the question was simple: would customers keep paying premium prices when the experience began to slip? In March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic broke the traditional third-place model overnight as dining rooms went dark. Facing a sudden collapse in foot traffic, Starbucks initiated an immediate operational pivot. The company launched a 300-location pilot to test contactless service, while rapidly expanding drive-through, curbside pickup, and delivery formats. The strategy worked because the digital infrastructure was already in place. By the second quarter of 2020, mobile orders surged to 31% of all transactions, keeping the business afloat. As customers returned, Starbucks rebuilt its momentum by focusing on 4 fundamental rules. First, sell experiences, not just products. Second, build loyalty through reward programs. Third, consistency wins across every channel. And fourth, maintain premium branding, even in a crisis. By adapting its physical footprint to support digital-first routines, the company turned a global disruption into a permanent blueprint for convenience, securing its position as a $100 billion empire. Today, digital convenience is replacing physical connection. This is Starbucks' ultimate test. Its future relies on preserving the human spaces that built the empire. Can the third place survive in a disconnected world? Share your thoughts below.